Have you ever wondered, what if everything you see isn't the complete truth? What if life is like a video game or dream? Let's talk about one of the Bhagavad Gita's and philosophy's biggest idea, Maya. What is Maya? It's all the confusing contradictions we live with every day. Here is a huge example. Our endless search for happiness. We are always chasing it, right? We think the next purchase will make us happy or the perfect relationship. We always believe this time it will last forever. And yes, we feel good for a bit, but then it disappears. The deep satisfaction we want, it never really comes. So we start chasing again. Here is the weird part. We get better at making ourselves feel good, but we also get better at making ourselves miserable. We don't actually get rid of pain, we just move it around. This whole messed up cycle, that's Maya. The same thing happens with knowledge. You see how we are obsessed with figuring everything out? We want to understand space, particles, where we fit in this universe. We think if we just learn enough, we will have all the answers. But something weird happens. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. Our biggest scientific discoveries basically mean we can't know everything. Relativity, uncertainty principle, theories that prove there are things we will never figure out. So we have this burning need to know everything, but we keep hitting walls we can't break through. That frustration, that endless chase for complete knowledge, that's Maya too. We all know the story of the musk deer, right? This deer smells this incredible fragrance and spends his whole life running through the forest trying to find where it's coming from. He searches everywhere, exhausts himself, nearly dies chasing it. But the entire time, the fragrance was actually coming from his own body. That's exactly what we do. We run everywhere looking for happiness and knowledge. In relationships, money, success, Instagram likes, when it was actually inside us all along. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 14, Krishna says, this divine energy of mine, consisting of three moods of material nature, that is sattva, rajas, tamas, is difficult to overcome. But those who surrender unto me can easily cross beyond it. He's basically saying Maya is his divine energy that makes this temporary world seem like everything, but it's not. Everything we see, hear, and feel might not be the whole truth. It's just covering up what's really there. Maya only has power over us until we wake up. And waking up means asking, who am I really? Am I just this body, this name, this job, this breakup? Or am I something much deeper? In chapter 15, verse 7, Krishna answers, the living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. So we are not just someone's kid or an employee or an Instagram influencer. We are a soul, eternal, pure, and connected to something much bigger, that is Krishna. Science says your brain doesn't just record reality like a camera, it creates its own version based on your past experiences and expectations. This means most of what we see is actually just our mind making stuff up. Psychology tells us real peace doesn't come from constantly chasing new thrills. It comes from awareness and wonder. Studies show moments of awe like watching sunsets or hearing amazing songs actually reduce stress and make life better. When we start seeing something divine in ordinary things, we stop chasing the next big thing. So the big question is there a way out? Can we see beyond these tricks our mind plays on us? Breaking free from these illusions isn't about fighting the world around us. It's about winning the fight inside our own head. The fight against getting too attached to things, the fight against our restless, worried mind. The fight against thinking we're only what people see on the surface. Remember, we are not just someone's kid or an employee or an Instagram influencer. We are a soul, pure, eternal, and connected to something much bigger, that is Krishna. When we start to see this, the real change begins. But just knowing this isn't enough. The real question is, how do you actually live this way every day? What you can do right now is watch your thoughts. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Or is my mind just making me think I'm missing something? Don't get too attached. Use things, love people, but remember, nothing lasts forever. Sit in silence, not because it's trendy, but because it helps you go inward. Every time you sit quietly, you step further out from these mental traps. Remember the must here? When you catch yourself desperately chasing happiness somewhere else, pause. What you are looking for is already within you. Before we continue, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had a question that kept you awake at night? If something is weighing on your heart right now, a worry, a hope, dream, or just something you wish Krishna could hear, this is your place. Take a moment, breathe, grab your phone or piece of paper and start writing. Don't think too much, just let it come out. Send it to modernaimystic@gmail.com. You can also send in audio files, add your name, or stay anonymous as you like it. On Saturday, in our Letter to Krishna episode, we will read each letter with a personal response. Sometimes writing to Krishna isn't about getting instant answers, it's about letting go and remembering you are not alone. The happiness you have been looking for everywhere is actually inside you. Look at your life right now, your dreams, your worries, your goals. Where do you feel torn between what you want and what you have? Where does nothing make sense? Right there, in that confusing, frustrating place, that's where you'll find life's biggest illusion trying to fool you. In chapter 18, verse 66, Krishna gives us the ultimate solution. Abandon all varieties of dharma and simply surrender unto me alone. I shall liberate you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This isn't about abandoning your responsibility, it's about changing your relationships with them. When you surrender your attachments and trust Krishna's guidance, Maya loses its grip. He's not far away, he's waiting for you to let go and trust him completely. Until next time, practice surrender in small moments and let Krishna carry what you cannot. Hare Krishna and take care.